Welcome or welcome back on C-square. In this short video clip we have a discovery about zero of polynomial functions. So on this first part we're going to look to how to solve some equation. If you notice, some of them, like this one, are already in the factor form, and we just use the zero product property and we get the solution here. X equals 2, x equals -9, x equals -3, x equals 4. For number 5, -1, right? +2 and +3. Here we have +3, -3, and +1. For the others, for example, we need to work a little bit. For number 3, which you have x squared plus 2x, right? -8 equals 0. The factor form will be x minus x plus 4, in fact, x minus 2. Equals 0, so we get -4, right? -4 and +2. For number 4, 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 equals 0. The factor form will be 2x plus 1 times x minus 3 equals 0. So that will give us x equals -1/2 and x equals 3. For number 7, yeah, x cubed minus 7x squared minus 18x equals 0. If we factor out, we get x times x squared minus 7x minus 18 equals 0. And the final answer will be x times x minus 9, right? X plus 2 equals 0. So we get x equals 0, x equals 9, and x equals -2. And for the last one, number 8, x cubed minus 36x equals 0. We have x times x squared minus 36 equals 0, or x times x minus 6 and x plus 6, right? Difference of square, the last one. So we end up with 0, 6, and -6. So yeah, this is the part 1 where we have the solution of this equation, polynomial equation, quadratic equation, the first 4. The others, probably we better call them polynomial equation. Okay. In part 2, which is pretty much what we're gonna do the discovery now, is about finding the zero of the function. And these are functions, all 8. And if you notice, they are the same 8 functions that we have in the previous slide. The only difference, we have y equals, so or you can have f of x. So on this one, I said use a graphing utility. So you can use a graphing calculator, or you're going to see I'm going to use Geogebra, and we're going to look for the x-coordinate of the x-intercept. So let's see the first one. Like I said, Geogebra, this is the website, and I'm going to use this graphing calculator. Okay, and you see, and here I just plug in the first equation, x minus 2 times x plus 9, y equals, and I'm looking for the zero of this function. The zero of this function, ladies and gentlemen, are these guys, the x-intercepts, right? The points where the graph crosses the x-axis. So very easy here to see and write them down. So x equals -9, right? The first one, x equals 2. These are the zero of the first function. We're gonna do the same for the second one, which is so similar, is in the factor form, right? Y equals x plus 3 times x minus 4. And again, we see these two guys. And obviously, these are the x-intercepts or the zero of the function. Okay, -3 and +4. Let's go to the next one. The next one is, if you remember, is the one we really have to factor out to find the solution. But here we don't have to do anything. We put them as it is. And what do you notice here? These are the zeros, -4 and 2. One more, and there you go. These are the guys we look. Hey, this -3, you need to be careful. That is a y-intercept. We don't really need that. Okay, that is the y-intercept. We need just the x-intercept, and we, like I said, we need the x-coordinate. And we notice this is between 0 and -1, -1/2, and that one, it's easy to be read. It's 3. Okay. And now let's take a look to this polynomial function. They are in factor form, like in part 1. But look at here. -1, +2, +3. These are the zero of the function. -1, +2, and +3. Let's move off to the second one. And again, we notice these zeros right here. Okay, so I will say 3, -3, and 1. Good. And now on this one, if you remember, we factor out. In the previous, we don't need to factor out to find the zeros using this computer algebra system. And you see them right here, x equals -2, 0, and 9. And I think the last one, yeah, we see it. These are the zeros. So again, we're going to write -6, 0, and 6. All right. And on this part 3, I'm going to show you what we have in the other two parts first, right? We notice that in part 1, we have this solution. In part 2, we have this zero of the function, which are the same. There is no difference. You remember this one we find using the Geogebra, and this one we use some algebraic skills. So I describe an algebraic method for finding the zero of the function. So that is pretty easy. If you have a function f of x or y equals something, okay, so let's say this is a polynomial function. That's not really how we write it, but let's say like that. If you want to find the zero of the function, make that equals to 0. 0 equals whatever you have, and you solve that polynomial function by factoring most of the time, or when you reduce to a quadratic, you can use the quadratic formula, and then you have those solutions of that polynomial function, which in fact are also the zero of the function and the x-intercept. Yeah, 3 names for the same thing: solution of a polynomial equation, x-intercept, or zero of the function. Okay, so let's see here 2 examples. Find the zero of each function. So like I said, instead of f of x, we're going to put 0, x cubed plus 7x squared plus 12x. And we have to solve this one. We're going to factor out an x squared plus 7x plus 12 equals 0. So then we have an x times x plus 4x plus 3, right? This is the factor form here. We can factor out. We don't need a quadratic formula unless you want to. And guess what? We have x equals 0 as a solution of this polynomial equation. X equals -4 and x equals -3. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the zero of the function also, right? At x equals 0, the function is 0. At x equals -4, the function is 0. And at x equals -3, the function is 0. Excellent. Pause this video clip and go ahead and try number 2. If you have this answer, then you did a wonderful job. Yes, the 0 of the function are at x equals 0, x equals 7, and x equals -7. And down here you see the order pairs, 0 and 0, 7 and 0, and -7 and 0. If you enjoyed this video clip, don't forget to click the like button down right and come back on C-Square for more math video clips. Thank you.